Hey everyone, welcome back to the Garden Rescue. I'm Guillaume. I hope you've all had a lovely week. Now let me give you a quick tour of today's property. So firstly, someone was living in the house, which was great. These jobs always feel so much better when you're helping someone who's living in the house, and especially when they're so grateful. Now the first thing I noticed driving down the street was the nature strip was basically a waterfall of grass. If you'd left it any longer, it probably would have started coming up through the bitumen. And then it didn't take too long for my eyes to catch sight of their lawn, which was absolutely overgrown with wild grasses, probably spreading seeds everywhere. The lawn needed immediate attention, and they had actually tried. Stick around and I'll show you the lawnmower that they were trying to use to tackle this lawn. It was basically a kid's toy. Every edge on the property had been taken over by kikuyu. If you don't stay on top of kikuyu, it will grow over everything. So if you guys like edging, I've got a feeling you might like this video. Even though it might not seem like too much, I put my heart and soul into this one. I actually had a lovely neighbor come out and tell me that in the 53 years that she's been living on this street, that this property has never looked so good. So that's how I know our job was done. So stick around to the end for the before and after photos. There were a couple of plants we were able to work on out the front, so that adds a nice little bit of variety. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. And if you guys like the work that I do, the best way you can support me is subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. It keeps you up to date with all my latest videos. Feel free to leave a comment and like the video as well. That goes a long way. I want to thank you all for being part of the journey, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey man, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. My name's Guillaume. I was just driving around. I noticed your lawn was a little bit overgrown.
Oh yeah.
Do you want any help with it at all?
Oh, we are planning. We have the lawnmower that we had. It's broken.
Oh, is it broken?
Yeah. So we got a new from our friend.
Yeah.
We might be cleaning it soon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it all for free if you like.
For free?
Yeah.
What's the catch?
I'd make a video and I put it on YouTube, so you don't have to pay
There
me.
must be a catch.
No, there's no catch. So I just clean up gardens completely for free. I need this garden for my video, man, so you're doing me the favor.
We would like to give it for you. This is like
395.
here.
Yeah, I saw
and,
that.
The machine that just got broken.
Yeah, okay.
And we couldn't do any further, so yeah.
No, all good, man. I'm happy to do it for you.
That's so kind of you.
No worries, man. What was your name?
My name is Ribin.
Ribin?
Ribin.
Ribin? Sweet as, man.
It's all you, man.
Yeah, wicked. No worries.
Cheers.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.
I'll see you tomorrow, all right? Hey guys, first thing we're going to do is prune back this holly tree. These are notoriously indestructible, and while it looks like a bush, it's actually been shaped like a tree. So we're going to get rid of all this overgrowth around the bottom, bring up the trunk. Let me know what you guys think of variegated hollies. We don't really see them too much here. So yeah, let me know, and let's get started. Alright, that's basically all we're going to do now, just a light prune and tidy up the trunk. And if you wanted to shape it any more or make it smaller, what you could do is after summer, come back and give it a hard prune. Right now, it's not the best time, even though these are indestructible. You don't really want to give anything a hard prune going into summer because the heat will destroy any new growth. So we're just going to get rid of some of that dead growth and then the holly is done. Anything that's really spindly like this can go too. Alright, got an aloe vera here, very popular plant. Also pretty good if you've just been working on a holly tree and you've got some scratches, it's pretty good for that. Also good if you have some sunburn, peel the skin back and rub it on your skin. But I'm sure most of you have probably seen or heard of these before. We're just gonna get rid of the dead wood around the trunk, pretty straightforward. Might wanna wear gloves because this stuff is really spiky. Over here, we've got one of the most neglected lavenders I've ever seen. These really need annual pruning, and this is what you get when you don't prune your lavenders annually. They'll become quite leggy, and after a couple of years, those stems will turn into hardwood. Some varieties of lavender will actually never grow new shoots from this hardwood. Luckily here, we have a variety that does. So we're gonna give this a really hard prune down to the new growth that we can already see growing down here. And then with yearly pruning from then on, it should be able to get back to its bushy state. Completely dead. Listen to that. Completely dead. All right, now we need to trim the top off and then just wait. All right, the more you prune this, the bushier it'll get. It's just gonna take a long time now. Alright, it's time for this nature strip to look like every other nature strip on this street. phone's dying, so I'm going to blow all this debris onto the lawn and then we'll come back tomorrow and finish it up. See you tomorrow for the lawns. we're getting these just in time, right before the seeds are coming out. See how it goes straight back to how it was before? Alright, let me show you what lawnmower they were trying to use. I didn't think I had a good lawnmower, but that makes mine look like a Ferrari. It's sitting on 3 wheels. Could probably pick it up with my pinky finger. Look at that. Anyway, that's why they were struggling so much. We have truly got ourselves a wild lawn here. All you can see here is ryegrass, foxtail, a bit of wild oats, basically all the wild grasses that you don't want in your lawn. These wild grasses love neglected lawns and they really don't like being cut low. Kikuyu, on the other hand, doesn't mind being cut low at all. So we're going to try and get it as low as we possibly can, but it might require 2 mows. So yeah, the more often you mow your lawn, the better, guys. just shaved the tap. That is so lucky. First mow done. We're going to come back tomorrow and mow it again. Actually, we're going to mow it very low. We're going to mow it on the lowest setting. This is called scalping the lawn. It should be done sparingly, but if your lawn gets out of hand like this one did, it's definitely worth doing. The kikuyu will always come back first. But before we do that, I want to get all the edges done. Now we can actually see what we're working with. A bit worried about how much of this is going to come off. It's come across the driveway at least 5 or 6 inches. So my little string trimmer is gonna love this. But this is what kikuyu does. It's like a floor mat.
Well, I've got a funny feeling none of that's supposed to be here. Yep. Look at that. None of this is supposed to be here. Don't worry about this not looking perfect. We're going to go over the lawn again, really low. This will match it when we're done.
see some of the kikuyus made onto the neighbour's lawn. So if we don't take that out, it's going to keep spreading. Again on a really low setting, and it should look a lot nicer in a few weeks. This one won't take long. Needs fuel though.
Thank you. Okay. I thought I couldn't mow that because it was in the ground, but it's not, so let's get the mower back out. So we're just going to leave this as a lawn, even though the neighbours told me this was once a beautiful garden bed. If nothing gets planted in here, the weeds are just going to take over again. So the best thing to do is probably just mow it down and leave it as a little lawn for now. Get a little bit more of this grass off with the whippersnipper around the base of the tree. Being really careful not to get close to the base. We'll probably do the rest of it by hand.
Wow.